How are ya? I miss you. I wish I was in my classroom with you. And I miss all your faces. Yes, I do. I know. Okay, so today we are going to talk about interview questions because those are coming up on the due date. If we look here on your checklist, which is part of your research paper folder, interview questions are due. Now, just because I'm only telling you to do 7 sources that you can do, you still need to do interview questions and kind of think outside the box. I think they will help you come up with your note cards even if you don't do an interview. I'm not requiring you to do an interview. I am requiring you to do the interview questions. I think that they help you start to think a little bit outside the box. So interview questions are interview questions like this. This is part of your research paper folder. Remember, when we do interview questions, we're not asking yes or no and then why. That's a no-no. We want you to ask open-ended questions. So remember, closed-ended questions are yes, no. They just require one word. It's like saying there's like, are you redheaded, brown-headed, or blonde? And they have to answer one of those 3. That's a closed-ended question. I want you to have open-ended questions. Avoid leading questions. Allow people to answer in their own terms, voicing their own views, their values, and experiences. We're just asking questions. We want them to answer it honestly and truthfully so that you can glean information about your topic. So if you're doing something about gun control, you would maybe send an email to your congressman, or you talk to someone who teaches a concealed to carry class, something of that nature. If you're doing a paper about violent video games, maybe find a child psychologist that you can interview, someone of that nature. That would be helpful. And then finally, let the informant lead. Hopefully they will be able to ask you or answer your questions and then keep talking. You want them to keep talking. In this age of social distancing, I don't really want you to go and do an interview with somebody. I want you to just think a little. Think outside. That's what we want you to do, okay? So if you have any more questions on how to do an interview, your interview questions are due Wednesday. You need 10 open-ended, well-thought-out questions for Wednesday, okay? I will, when I email that out today, I will make sure that that is in writing. So, okay, so on to note cards. Okay, so you should be working on your 7 bibliography cards. So just to recap on those, you have, this is way more than 7 bibliography cards, but all of these are bibliography cards, okay? Now, remember, your bibliography card has to have your bibliography at the top. Let me get that in the camera. I know it's backwards. I'm very sorry. It has your bibliography on the top, and then somewhere on the card, it's going to have a symbol. You see that? This one happens to be a W. Okay? Now, all of these bib cards, here's one, there should be 7, okay? All of them have a different symbol on them. Do you see all the different symbols? There's a fishing pole. This person has some good symbols. There's the letter G, a smiley face. Oh, a letter D. You see all those? Okay, so what those symbols mean is when you start writing your note card. So the last one I just showed you was an R. Do you see that R? Okay, so the first note card I have in my pile from this certain person has an R on it. So I know we got this information from this source because it has an R. Do you see that? Okay, so here's her note card. Do you see her note card? Now, she's gleaning information from this source, and every time she gets a note card, she writes one sentence on one note card. That's why there's so many note cards, because each note card is 1 or 2 sentences in your own words. This is her own words. She's not copying it word for word. She's not copying it word for word. She's writing it in her own words. My son is peeking over. You see him? It's hide and seek with Sam today. It's peeking, or sorry. We have our one sentence in her own words. We are not copying word for word from some other source. I need to know that you read something, you understood it, you read it, you understood it, and now you can write it in your own sentences. Okay? Now, 7th and 8th graders, you need about 50 of these. Right? 50 sentences. That's it. That's all you need. 50 sentences in your own words from 7 different sources. Okay? Then you need some from each source. So 7 sources divided by 5 or whatever, 50 sentences. You get like what? 7 sentences from each source, thereabouts. Okay? So 7 and 8, or so since the everything's shortened, you still need probably that. Let's go 50 for 7th and 8th graders, 65 for 9th and 10th, and 75 for 11th and 12th, because they should know what they're doing by now. Okay, so you're writing your own words on a note card, and then you're writing the source. Now, if you have a book, okay, see this note card? It has a page number down here. Okay, so she read a book, and she wrote a sentence in her own words from that book, and there's a symbol, and then you have to know the page number where you got this information if you read a book or a magazine. So she got this from page 14 of this book. Okay, and you say, well, R isn't a book. I know R isn't a book, but R is a book over here. See the R? This is her bib card. It all goes back. When you get done with all of your note cards, you will have, 7th and 8th graders, 50 note cards, not including your bib card. You'll have 50 note cards, 50 different sentences. And then the nice part about this is you can just then, since these are all in your own words, they should be in your own words, you can then organize your note cards into a research paper. Now, this young lady had little Post-it notes, and that's how she divided her note cards. She had a section on this. This is a part of her, see how she's got like 3 note cards or 4 note cards? This is like 1 paragraph. And then she has another set of, this is another paragraph or another page or so. See how that works? I had one student a long time ago did all her note cards on Post-it notes. And then when she was done, she hung the Post-it notes on the wall, and her research paper just came out onto the wall. It was incredible. So just know that if you have any other questions, email me. But note cards are in your one sentence on each note card. Put a symbol on it. Put a page number if you have one. Okay? And when you're all done, your research paper will be done. All you have to do is type your note cards. Okay? If you have any questions, give me an email. I'll talk to you later. Bye.